Henry Menya from Canadian Hotel. He's the general manager in there. Canadian Hotel Katwemengo. All right, now I wanted to know of what benefits are these ratings to the hotel owners in the country?
Okay. As I said before in our conversation we had, benefit number one, once you are rated, but even before rating, you need to register with the body, UTB. You pay a fee for registration, and then you pay for a certificate. So the certificate is given to you, and you hang it somewhere. For those who understand that you have a certificate to Uganda Tourism Board, is an addition, it's an advantage, it's a plus in this business. Two, you are listed depending on the star that you've been qualified to. So that listing in UTB Gazette, meaning that you will be known internationally. You will be known internationally, and this one can increase on people knowing, because the rate goes with what facilities and services that you offer. When you say 2-star, somebody knows these people should be having A, B, C, D, and this is what I'm looking for. So it simplifies also on the other hand of marketing yourself. It simplifies you, and also it gives you an upper hand. For example, you see we're hit by COVID, and government is trying to do some relief for such facilities to get money and boost the business. So you cannot get this financial support from maybe UTB unless you are rated and registered. So those are all advantages of being registered and rated. Yes.
Okay. Now, speaking of the issue of rating 5-star, 4-star, you did mention earlier that there's a way someone can easily identify that this is a 5-star or a 4-star by looking at, for example, the parking, the facility itself. Now, when you look into the Ugandan space, you get to realize we have quite a number of mega hotels. But ideally, when you look at their ratings, if you're to search their ratings, you'll get to realize that they're not 5 stars, even when they look like they're 5 stars. You will see some of them have huge facilities. They have this world-class swimming pools. Parking is actually, they have huge parking lot and all that. But still, you'll get to realize they're not rated as 5 stars. They will either be 4 stars. Why is it so?
Now, as I said before, the UTB, they have the criteria they follow. And what causes at times this starts from the beginning, when the facility is being constructed, and in the process, at the end of it, now it has been opened up as a hotel, could be a 5-star hotel. There are some of the gaps they didn't, fix. They didn't maybe liaise in terms of the body that regulates. So it becomes a huge cost for these people to, for the owner, business or other hotel owners, for example, maybe 5-star, or as we are saying, that they don't qualify, maybe they be at a 4-star. I said there are around 13 of them that they fall. But among the 13, trust me, at one point you find that something is missing. And these are some of the factors that really, international-wise, because the hotel assessors, who does the assessors, the assessment of these hotels, these people, they are trained internationally, on the international level. So meaning that whatever they do should be on an international level. So you find that still they will tell you, our friend, we can't push you to a 5-star because you failed to put the ABCD right. They are guided, but you find that at times people are hesitant to fix what they are told to do. So this one automatically will qualify a 4-star to be a 5-star. If the key criteria that are known internationally have not been followed.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Now, from the space of Uganda, as we're summing up our issue of ratings and all that, after the ratings, is there certification given out to someone that clearly, because you said the Uganda Tourism Board comes out, does all these investigations abruptly in most of the areas to certify that you're worth a hotel business. So once everything is done and everything is done and the accreditations happens, what is given out to a hotel to represent you as, for example, 4-star, or is it just in written?
Okay.
Okay.
Now, you are given, I don't know, it's kind of, you hang it somewhere.
Okay. It's more like a certificate.
There's a certificate,
okay,
but also
don't maintain either the quality of their services, and then two, also the issue to do with facilitations. How do you maintain this facilitation? How is your service? Is it top notch every year that passes by? So those are some of the things that affect the ratings in one way or the other. Now, Mr. Manya, I would want to as well get to understand, how is the hotel business now moving on? Because I would say, just like any other sector, the hotel business was also hit by COVID. But now we're in recovery. Every other sector is trying to recover. Businesses are recovering. How are the people in the hotel business recovering?
Ideally, like any other business, as hotel were much hit by COVID. Okay. Remember when you find that before COVID, most of our business were based on foreign visitors who were coming from abroad to Uganda, and COVID cut off all this flow, and we are completely down by them. But now, ever since the opening up of the economy, we are gradually picking. Okay. But within the COVID time, we are based mainly on the local visitors within Uganda. Okay. But we are gradually picking. These are the time you can see that even we had a lot of cancellation by COVID. Okay. We have online marketing lines, online OTS, where we have booking.com, Expedia. So apparently you see that now people have started checking on the facility and the booking. So it's peaking gradually. So I believe come next year, we shall be at a certain level that's not so bad of now.
And how are you dealing with the current inflation crisis in the country? This one is hitting everyone.
So you find that we've been forced a little bit to revise our fares. Okay. Basically, you look at the materials we use, for example, to prepare food. In the market, everyone knows things shooted. And you cannot still remain within the normal price that you have for it to sustain the facility. Because if you're having your plate of maybe food at 30,000, that was before the crisis that you are in. And now the cost of material have increased. automatically it will be revised and still stay within business. So apparently, we also go back to the drawing board and we look into our cost price, we look into our selling price and the profit that you make for you to sustain to be in business vis-a-vis the current situation in the country. It is not all that good, but you cannot, if we meant to go through COVID, also this one I believe we shall. So you need to go back to strategize, go back to drawing board and see how best can you go through such a situation that is prevailing of now.
Okay, you mentioned something about these bookings and the websites and all that. Normally we are pushing for e-commerce, the e-commerce sector now because people are using the internet more.
Exactly.
With this issue of bookings and where you get clients from abroad booking via these platforms, I would want to know how efficient is such a platform to business?
It's more efficient.
Okay.
I personally have tried it and it has worked for us. The years I've been in a management level, actually I've worked with different platforms and this makes life easy.
All right.
For example, there's what we call a prepaid. Somebody will book and then pay the agent.
Booking, there's a fee, you book?
Of course.
Okay.
Because there's an understanding between you with these platforms. It's a commission based. You get it. So you find somebody can book maybe from Canada, from USA, is coming to Uganda to be hosted at Canadian Hotel. So we'll go online, check on the facility. Of course, the facility, it is there. If you're online, you should be, your facility, everything that you do should be seen. Okay. Because somebody will go and search for Canadian Hotel and see which services that Canadian Hotel offer, and are they in line with what you want? Yes. You say, yes, this is affordable. I told you, somebody, they have a budget. Is it within my budget? Yes. Now, we'll go on and using his smartphone or his computer or laptop, we'll book and then even go ahead and pay that booking company online. So this customer will come and use the facility, will not pay anything. So now it's the booking, is the, for example, booking online, hotel online, Expedia, you invoice them, then they will pay your money swiftly. And then the other way, the customer will book, not pay them, so we call it a commission booking. Will come and sleep, use the facility, and pay the hotel. Now the hotel pays back what you call a commission to the online booking agents.
Okay, lastly, I would want to know something about hotels. This is more deeper regarding hotel management. First is, how easily do you get these, for example, food material, I would say, agriculture products that you use, the food, raw food. Where do you get this raw food from? Do you have a specific market as hotel owners, or you go to various villages or markets to get this food? And how do you preserve? Okay.
The first question was how do we get and how do you preserve?
Yes.
Now, to get these raw materials into the hotels, one, either you have the qualified suppliers in that category, because we do submit and request for interested suppliers who can supply us. Because hotel business, basically, we give credit services. So these people who have, actually, a supplier has what we call the financial muscle to sustain the flow of business. So we deal with suppliers. We don't have like maybe an association to do with that, but we deal with suppliers for a different, you talked about the agricultural products, even the perishable, the meats and so on. So we deal with suppliers. We have what we call the MOU, and then we know when to pay them after making money at the end of the day. Okay. And now preservation, this way it comes back to a well-stocked kitchen with all the refrigerator, what you call the cool, or the cold house, or the cool room, or the cold room, where we have to keep these, what we call the perishables, and for a certain period of time. Okay. You get it? Because you cannot get some agricultural products and you think you're going to keep them for more than maybe 3 days. At most 3 days, they're still in good working condition, and you'll still have them when they are fresh.
Okay. Then why is it hard for Ugandans to use the hotels in Uganda? I wouldn't want to generalize it, but the issue here is some Ugandans say the hotels in Uganda charge in dollars. Now that is hard for them because we're already used to the shilling. Why do hotels
That's a
charge
wrong
in dollars?
perception.
Okay.
It's a wrong perception to the Ugandans. Well, the reason why you talk of the USA dollar, it's not even USA dollars. We have other currencies that we deal in.
Okay.
Because we're international. We are dealing with international visitors.
All right.
They feel so comfortable to do with the dollar, but also the shillings there. Because you find that actually mostly we deal with the shillings.
Okay.
We really do deal with the dollar. We deal with the dollar when you come to the foreign visitors. So it's a wrong perception, I could say.
Okay.
And actually still I would say people have a wrong perception. They have the fear in them to visit these facilities because they think they are so expensive and exorbitant.
Okay.
But why don't you go in and at least have a soda, a drink, and have that feel and, you know. So I could say people change to this kind of thinking. I can go to what would be the 5-star and I order for something and I eat within my budget. And also, I'll be also say that one day I was there and I get that experience on my home.
All
so
right.
the fear shouldn't be there.
All right.
These facilities are for Ugandans, not only international visitors.
Okay. Now, your final remarks as we are winding up with our discussion.
Yes. Okay. My final remark goes to the would-be investors. People want to invest in this business of hotel.
Right.
The hotel business works. There is money, but let us much involve the technical people. One, from the beginning, the plan that you have, involve UTB. Go there. These people are there. They'll give you free service.
All right.
They'll come and guide you. It's what I know. That when you're constructing your hotel, you want it on a 5-star or 3-star, do ABCD. So that one, it will that will come in the future when these people are coming try to break this and this. So always involve UTB and also try as much as possible to employ qualified people.
Okay.
Because what is killing our business is what's called cheap labor.
All right.
You want to go for somebody who is not qualified, run your business. And also separating business with family affair.
All right.
It is killing business one of these days.
Okay.
Corporate governance lacks. Yeah. So let there be corporate governance and let them do enough consultation. The facility will work.
Many thanks for being part of our discussion this morning, and I hope you have a good one. This is Menya Henry from Canadian Hotel. He's Canadian Hotel Katwemengo. He's the general manager, and we're discussing hotel ratings this morning as well. That brings us to the end of our topic of discussion, which means we're heading into our SMB Insight. And our insight today is pretty much going to be looking at something to do with mindset change in business in Uganda. How you use West as a source of income, how you can turn West into something meaningful, and then it can, one, address climate change, the matters does lead to climate change, and as well also earn some good money out of this particular West that you've managed properly. Let's have it from our SMB Insight this morning.
I'm the Executive Director of Center for Peace and Conflict Mitigation, with an acronym SEPCOM Uganda. SEPCOM Uganda was registered in 2009 as a local non-government organization, basically under a catchphrase to build bridges for peaceful existence, where we look at peace as a means to an end, not an end in its own, in itself. Because most of the times we tend to look at peace as just absence of conflict, as absence of war, that is peace. But we look entirely at peace as, you know, the environment itself, where now we are rooted into the major theme of my environment, my identity. My environment, my identity, referring to that the environment in which I'm groomed into as an individual will always determine the social behavior. That therefore it is my responsibility, principle as an individual, to ensure that the environment in which I am living in is sustainably protected, conserved, and where be destroyed, it is regenerated to ensure that we coexist with it, therefore to look after me as I look after it. In other words, to promote the symbiotic kind of relationship between the two. So it is under that thinking doctrine where we think that, where we believe that it is our sole responsibility collectively to ensure that it is we have a sustainable environment, that we came up with different thematic areas of engagement, all directed into ensuring either we are protecting the environment, either we are conserving the environment, or we are regenerating the environment where it has been destroyed. So to say what we are bringing in here today, especially, it is to do with how do we recycle, how do we reuse waste to get a means of livelihood, but at the same time as we are protecting the environment. So we have come up with innovative ways of reusing plastics, where I and you sometimes people think of, I've taken my soda, I've taken my water, and it is over, so I just throw it away. But it can as well become somebody's source of income. A person who is going to collect all the littered plastic out there has finally got something to do, because they bring them out of the environment, and the environment is benefiting in one way. But two, we have skilled people to make items out of it. Where now you see, for instance, here we have flower vessels, which are very innovative and unique. You find what we call the kitchen gardens. Today things have gone, difficult, where we no longer have those, big chunks of land that we used to have. I'm in a town setting, I have my small rental where I have some small space, and I don't need to buy vegetables. All I need is to play around with the same plastics, the same waste that has been possibly thrown somewhere or I've already reused, and I only need to play around with it and make a garden. And I have a constant flow of vegetable to supplement my diet on a daily basis. So we have come up with this as a way of, one, the major objective is to tell our people we believe in a collective participatory approach, where we believe in communities joining hands, one, to change the mindset, to believe in a way that change starts with me. If I don't litter, if you don't litter, if they don't litter, we are going to have a clean environment. But in a bigger picture, can we use what we call waste in quotes as a source of livelihood, as at the same time we sustainably conserve the environment? So these things are basically coming up to create awareness that what we generate as waste can actually be wealth. Number two, we are looking at it as things become waste simply because they are not sorted. Immediately, all what we refer to as waste is sorted, it becomes a source of livelihood. Because at home, if I sort my plastics, or somebody will come and say, I need the plastics. If you sort the organic waste, somebody will say, I need to compost, and it becomes manure. So you realize if I sort glass, somebody will always come and say, I need the glass. Meaning what makes it waste, it is because we have not sorted it. So we need to change the mindset of people to start up with this kind of approaches, coming up with innovative ways of telling people waste can be transformed into something else, and then innovatively together we shall conserve, protect.
All right, now adding value to waste and is another value addition process in the country, and also a way of waste management, of at least having proper waste management in the capital. I've got to realize a lot of people in different residential areas go on to collect these particular plastics, plastic bottles and all that, to ensure that they take them back for recycling. But besides recycling, it can as well be used for other means, just like you've seen in our SMB Insight this morning. And that brings us to the end of our SMB Insight. We still got 30 minutes onto your daily Kickstarter. This is Smart Main's Business. I'm Jerome Paul Sonko. I do take a break. When I return, we've got Barigi Andrew on ground discussing something to do with the express penalties. Tell you what, wouldn't you want that for your morning?